oh my god, oh yes, I want to do a little video of, well, basically about my La Pointe shoes and the modifications that I've had. The reason I decided to do this video is upon tidying up earlier, I came across the shoes I had thought I'd left on the bus a few months ago, and I thought I'd lost them, and it actually turns out that I had put them in a different bag. So I found an old pair of shoes, and they were actually my favourite so far. We were nearing basically just the final little tweaks, and the next pair that I'm getting in September should hopefully be the shoe. Raja. Oh, Raja. Look at the camera, Raja. Look at the camera, Raja. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Aren't you cute? Aren't you cute? Aren't you cute? Hi. Hi. No. Are you gonna stay there? Or are you gonna go down? Go on then, down you go. Sorry about it. She's so cute. Anyway, yes. About a year ago. Yes, it's been an exact year since I've been wearing La Pointe for a whole year now. And I got my first La Pointe shoes a year ago, and I just got the standard 6.5 4x hard square U vamp. I went for the 6.5 to accommodate for padding, but it turns out that they're actually a teeny bit on the big side, literally about a good couple of millimeters. So I really only needed a 6. This was your standard La Pointe. It didn't have any. It was just a standard box. It didn't have any. It had very little wing support, and a nice wide platform, and was pretty standard vamp. And the only thing that was wrong with the shoe was it was too long. The rest of it was absolutely perfect. And the only thing that happened was the shank snapped. So yeah, I got a good few months out of these. They lasted me quite well. My turns were brilliant on them. And I darned them the old-fashioned way while leaving the satin on. And the only problem that I did find was that, I'm not sure if you can see, but there is like a lot of satin. It does come out quite a bit. There's a lot of satin to me. I don't know how to explain it, but it does come away a brief bit. There's literally about probably 2 millimeters of a gap between the satin and the platform. And it came with just your cotton drawstring, and as I said, the only thing that was wrong with them was they were too long. And because I was still experimenting, I decided then, instead of just getting half a size down, actually no, I couldn't get half a size down because they were out of stock. Yes, they were out of stock, and I didn't want to wait, I think it was 12 weeks. I couldn't be bothered waiting for 12 weeks, so I ended up getting the other version that they did. These are the ones that I'm selling. Because they didn't have the ones that I wanted, I decided to try something a little different. And I wanted to see what the V vamp was like, because I normally do go for a V-shaped vamp. And this is your standard Wear Moi shoe with the V-shaped vamp. Still with a square box, and as you can see, the vamp is very low compared to the square one. Make sure you can see that properly. Yes, I know, I'm absolutely awful. But yes, hopefully you can see the two different vamps. There is a big difference between the two of them. The V shape is very low. And at first I thought, maybe it was grand, I'd be okay. And I went up a shank strength because I thought maybe these were too bendy. and I went for the reinforced hard, and I also went for the half shank. I thought these were 3/4, but the half shank, because it says for those who don't have good arches to go for the half shank, because it helps make it look nicer. And I've never worn a half shank in my life. This is the first time that I wore a half shank shoe, and at first I didn't feel supported, but I learned how to pull myself up out of the shoe, so I wasn't relying on the shoe. And then I found that yes, okay, I was getting used to it and I could work the shoe, and then I realised that okay, I'm going too far over my box here, the vamp's too low. So they were rolled out. The shank strength was grand. I did have to push a little bit harder, but I thought, because I usually kill shoes quite quickly, I prefer a stronger shoe. Because these were half shank, I thought maybe they were dying too quick. They felt too soft for me because they're a half shank, and I panicked over something that actually wasn't there. There's still loads of life in it. It's just the fact that I've never worn a half shank before, and it was just me worrying over absolutely nothing. So after that, the next pair that I went, this was when I actually started going into the custom department. I got in touch with Pointe and says, look, I love your shoes, but is there any chance of an elasticated drawstring and maybe, the high wings? And this was when they had just introduced the high wing function, the high wing modification, on their shoes. And he says, look, yes, we can do that. We're putting the high wings. We'll give you reinforced hard again with elasticated drawstring and with the high wings. So it's basically same shank strength. These are the low vamp ones. But because of the high wing support, the vamp is higher. I'll show you these ones. The vamp is higher with the ones that have higher wings, as you can see. It's about, I'd say about half an inch, maybe not even, difference in vamp length. And I was really struggling to get over my box. And these are, again, reinforced, but they were a full shank. Raja, what are you doing? Can you hear that? She's squeaking away. But yes, these are the reinforced hard again with a full shank. Same box and vamp as my first pair, just with high wings and an elasticated drawstring. I actually ended up cutting the shank in half because for the life of me it was not bending, it was too hard for me. So I ended up cutting the shank in half, and I learned how to get used to a shoe with half a shank, and I found I actually quite liked it. But I still couldn't get over my box. So what I did, I took them to my fitter, and she says, yes, okay, I would have the vamp lowered a little bit. 10 millimeters, sorry. We had it lowered by 10 millimeters. And I tried doing it in these pair. As you can, I don't know if you can see the teeny little stitch there. I've not done it in the other one, I didn't get round to doing it. And that was these ones. These were my second La Pointe, and these were the pair that I thought I'd lost. These were the pair that I'd found. And these again are the same 6-4X square box with a U-shaped vamp and high wings. And they just lowered the box for me, just that little bit. If you can see that there. They lowered it that teeny bit that I requested, and it was great. With these ones as well, again, I decided I halved the shank again, and I put some toe tape there instead to keep it, to just give it a little bit more strength, to stop that bit from rubbing. And they were brilliant. I ended up found my old Grishko suede patches, and I put them on after darning them. and as I said, these were the pair I thought I'd lost. I'd worn the platform right down through the satin, so I took it off and put the suede patch on, and that was after my second class, and I thought I'd lost them. So I was like, oh shit, okay, I need to get a new pair of shoes. But that was when, because I needed to get a new pair of shoes, I went to my Pointe shoe shop, and they only do Grishkos and Freeds and a few Capezios. And that's when I got the Grishko 2007s, and this last month then I ended up getting in touch with Wear Moi. We were talking, and there says, look, how about we try going a different route. My next custom pair, they're going to raise the vamp a little bit more, but make the platform wider. So the only difference then between that pair and these ones, these are my most recent custom pair, they're going to make the vamp a little bit higher, and then widen the platform so it's not as tapered. The only thing I'm thinking is, if they do that, is maybe it's going to be too wide in the box for me here. I'm not sure. Then they're closed for the summer, so I'm not going to actually hear back from them until September. So I'll be talking to them then. But I'm thinking of maybe sticking with just the half shank and going back to the hard strength again. I'm not sure. The pair that I got, the most recent pair, they're hard and they come in the standard high wings now. And because Wear Moi clothes, I just got them through Planet Dance Direct, and because it's just a cotton drawstring, the 6 with the high wings is too big. There's gaping at the side. I had to really, you can see my elastics not straight. I had to really alter my elastics to get rid of the gaping at the side, which means now I have a lot more baggage at the heel because my elastic isn't as far back. So I'm hoping with the elasticated drawstring, that's so far I've noticed with my other ones, it's fixed the issue. And I'm sticking with the high wings because I prefer, I feel more supportive, but at the same time, my first pair, because they don't have the wings, they were brilliant. They looked gorgeous on my feet. So I'm still undecided as to what I should do. But come September, I will have a new custom made pair. And we'll just see if going a slightly different route will help with a few things, but until then, I don't know. They suggested those modifications after I sent them in a foot tracing. So this shoe's going to be made specifically to my foot. It's the same thing you do with Gain and Minden, you send them foot tracing and they measure it and everything. So they're going with those modifications with those measurements, and then we'll see how it goes. And if anything, I may just go right back to the start and see if I can get anywhere from there. But so far I have narrowed it down that Le Prat are my shoe. They are lasting me much longer, and I feel much more supported in them, and I feel comfortable and more confident in them. Because I am a bigger girl, I always feel really self-conscious when I'm on Pointe. But hopefully, all going well, things will get better. We have narrowed it down to a brand, we're getting a little bit closer, and the brand is Le Prat, and here's hoping that my next pair will be the pair. I won't know until September, and I'm just hoping that I'll have the money to actually get them. So yeah, money is tight at the minute. But here's hoping, and if they don't work, then maybe I just go back to the very start and just get the pair that I originally wanted and see how that goes. Because I said the first pair that I had were perfect. They were just half a size too big, and because I was so impatient, my impatience got the better of me. So that's 6 pairs. I think 1, 2, 3, no, 4 pairs. 5. Sorry, 5. That's 5 pairs of Lapois I've gone through. 3 of them actually still have lots of life in them. But the other 2, they're just, one I'm selling them, and the other one is completely dead. Yeah, one of them I need to fix the modification. But yeah, that's basically that. That's the modifications I've had with my Lapois. I will update this in September with my new Lapois, hopefully. Mainly because it'd be nice to see the difference. And here's hoping that's some good news, even. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for listening to my rambling. Bye.